Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering you're now responsible for running an entire country. You have millions of decisions to make. How much should the country spend? How much should it save? How can it earn more? What should it invest in? If you make smart decisions, the country becomes stronger every year. If you make poor decisions, debt grows, growth slows, and eventually, the entire economy struggles. Now, here's the surprising part. You already run a country. It's just much smaller. It's called your financial life. Most people think about money one purchase at a time. Can I afford this? Should I buy that? But wealthy people often think differently. They don't just manage expenses. They manage an economy. Today, I want to introduce a mental model that completely changes how you think about personal finance. I call it the personal economy. Instead of seeing yourself as a consumer, start thinking like the leader of a small nation. Because once you do, financial decisions begin making a lot more sense.
Let's begin with the most obvious part. GDP, your income. Every country measures how much value it produces. That's its GDP. Your personal economy has a GDP too. It's your income, your salary, your business revenue, your freelance work, your investments. Every dollar flowing into your life is part of your economic output. Here's the mistake many people make. They focus entirely on reducing expenses while ignoring the possibility of increasing production. Imagine a country trying to become wealthy simply by shutting everything down. It wouldn't work. Real prosperity comes from producing more value. The same is true for individuals. Saving matters, but growing your ability to earn matters too. Inflation, your lifestyle. Countries worry about inflation because prices gradually rise over time. Your personal economy has a different kind of inflation. Lifestyle inflation. You receive a raise. You upgrade your apartment, buy a nicer car, eat at better restaurants, subscribe to more services. Nothing seems excessive on its own, but together, your spending quietly expands to match your income. Before long, you're earning more than ever, yet saving no more than before. Your lifestyle has inflated faster than your wealth. Just because your economy grows doesn't mean every extra dollar needs to become a new expense. Exports, your skills. Countries become wealthier by exporting valuable goods and services. Your exports aren't products. They're your skills. Writing, programming, teaching, design, sales, leadership, problem solving. Every skill that creates value for someone else can generate income. The stronger your exports, the stronger your economy. That's why learning isn't just personal growth, it's economic development. Every valuable skill increases your ability to create value beyond your current job. Imports, your expenses. Every country imports things it needs. Energy, food, technology, raw materials. But importing more than it can afford creates problems. Your imports are your expenses. Housing, food, transportation, entertainment, subscriptions, travel. The goal isn't to eliminate imports. Countries can't. Neither can you. The goal is to make sure your imports support your economy rather than slowly draining it. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, is this strengthening my economy or simply increasing my consumption?
Reserves, your savings. Every successful nation keeps reserves. Money for emergencies, unexpected crises, economic downturns. Your emergency fund serves the same purpose. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Jobs disappear. Medical bills arrive unexpectedly. Savings don't exist because you're expecting disaster. They exist because uncertainty is inevitable. Strong reserves allow your personal economy to absorb shocks without collapsing. They're not idle money. They're financial stability. Infrastructure. Your systems. Think about roads, power grids, internet cables, ports, railways. Infrastructure allows an economy to function efficiently. Your financial infrastructure is much less visible. Automatic savings, automatic investing, bill reminders, budgets, financial checklists, organized accounts. Most people rely on willpower. Successful economies rely on systems. Systems don't get tired. They don't forget. They quietly keep everything running in the background. That's why building good financial systems is often more important than having perfect motivation. Now, here's something interesting. Healthy economies don't spend every dollar they produce. They invest. Roads today, factories tomorrow, education for future workers, research for future innovation. The investments may not pay off immediately, but they create larger economies over time. Your personal economy works exactly the same way. Every dollar invested in your skills, your health, your tools, or productive assets can increase your future ability to earn. Consumption disappears. Investment compounds. There's another lesson countries understand surprisingly well: diversification. Imagine a nation that depends entirely on one industry. If that industry collapses, the entire economy suffers. Many people unknowingly create the same risk. One employer, one paycheck, one source of income. If that disappears, everything changes overnight. You don't need 10 different businesses, but gradually building additional income streams can make your personal economy far more resilient. A side business, dividend investments, rental income, royalties, freelance work. Each one adds another layer of stability. Here's another exercise. Imagine your bank account belongs to a country. Would you approve every purchase you've made this month? Would you be proud of your investment strategy? Would your country's budget survive an unexpected emergency? Would you consider your economy prepared for the future? Looking at your finances through this lens often reveals patterns that are easy to miss. Now, imagine two people earning exactly the same income. The first thinks like a consumer. Every raise becomes a reward. Every bonus becomes a shopping opportunity. Every extra dollar disappears. The second thinks like the leader of a small economy. Raises strengthen investments. Bonuses increase reserves. New skills become future exports. Systems become better infrastructure. 10 years later, their incomes may have started the same, but their economies look completely different. So, what should you take away from all of this? Stop thinking about money as a series of isolated purchases. Start seeing it as an interconnected system. Ask yourself, how can I increase my GDP? How can I control lifestyle inflation? Which skills can become stronger exports? Which expenses are unnecessary imports? Are my reserves strong enough for uncertainty? And what systems can improve my financial infrastructure? Because wealth isn't built through a few perfect financial decisions. It's built by managing your personal economy year after year. The strongest economies aren't the ones that simply consume the most. They're the ones that consistently produce, invest, adapt, and prepare for the future. Your finances work exactly the same way. So stop managing your money like a shopper. Start managing it like the leader of a growing nation. Because when your personal economy becomes stronger, every future financial decision becomes easier. And over time, the wealth you've built won't be the result of luck. It will be the natural outcome of running your own economy wisely.